You are working for a company that makes a pretty good amount of money, and you're working for a good amount of hours, and you're putting enough energy to be able to get through the day. Then you find out your presence is your payment. This is a current situation with student athletes. Athletes must commit to their sport full time as well as being a full time student. Student athletes work hard to do their best to get to their school in better rankings. Schools are able to reach the top, make so much money, and yet it doesn't go towards the student athlete. Athletes spend so much time in sport and in school. They are either training or even just literally doing homework and studying. This is not even good time for athletes to be able to get a good job. There's no time for athletes to even think about having a job because they are a full-time student and a full-time athlete. They are training every day and have to go to classes and to be able to study for classes that they're gonna have finals for, or there's literally no time. According to Chain, NCAA takes advantage of athletes' last assets in 2017. The NCAA athletes from arranging their own endorsements, you frequently capitalize off the accomplishments of athletes by organizing endorsements for the athletic teams as a whole, as with the record-breaking UCLA Under Armour deal, using them for their own advantage use. Two college athletes who started selling t-shirts online faced a message from NCAA threatening them to disqualify them, merely because they mentioned they were on a college swimming team on their website. The NCAA reacted in this way because the NCAA advertising deals prohibits student athletes from promoting themselves. Athletes have so many opportunities to be able to collaborate with organizations, with anybody that is willing to promote them. They don't have the opportunity to be able to have their image on a label, maybe like on a Gatorade bottle. What is NCAA? NCAA is a member-led organization dedicated to the well-being and lifelong style of college athletes. A lot of student athletes don't qualify for the NCAA, so in this situation they had to pay with their own money or the financial aid that is given from the school, that is provided by the school academically. There are things to spend when it comes to going to college, like paying for gas, for maybe paying rent for an apartment that you are renting for, or for food, for clothes, etc. According to the official website of the NCAA, an apartment According to an official website of the NCAA, nearly 500,000 college athletes make up to about 19,000 teams that send more than 57,000 participants to each year in the NCAA 90 championship in 24 sport across 3 divisions. The NCAA brings in about $1 billion a year and does not give a single penny to the athletes. So if we continue to go through this process that student athletes should not be paid, or their hard work is not being able to provide them with money that they might need in the future. 2 ways we can stop this is by limiting the amount of money the NCAA makes of players and reducing the profit the coaches make so players can have a monthly stipend. The NCAA will continue robbing athletes if there's nobody stops this ongoing problem. Money should not be made off the athlete if they are not going to get paid. Athletes are the ones that are working hard to get better and become the best. They are outside every day and trying to get better by training and become also better students. Being able to do this, athletes are able to gain profit and become more financially. This allows the students to have money to live on since they are a full-time student and full-time student athlete. The salary for coaches is so high. Yes, I know that coaches are really important in sports, but they have a big amount. They gain a pretty good amount of profit, and being able to reduce this, it gives athletes so they could have some profit as well, since they are the ones that are making the organization or the program better and have a better income. Some possible objections would be they are getting a multi-$1,000 college education for free. Will cause tension between players. Athletes will go where the money is not, where they fit better, and where will colleges get the money, pay the athletes. I want you to visualize like you are that student athlete and you are able to monetize your name and image. Now you're able to collaborate with with a company to be able to get your image on a label, like on a Gatorade bottle. Isn't that something that anybody wants? I feel like that would really make a student athlete feel proud of themselves. You are a full-time student and a full-time athlete. When are you going to have time to be able to even find a job? When would you even have time to study? You are already a full-time student, a full-time athlete. When are you going to have time to have a job? You're already loaded with your classes and with practice, with meetings. After practice, you might even be tired to even to go to work. So now I want now you know why student athletes should get paid. Now what do you do? If you know any student athletes, I want you to go talk to them and see how their schedule is. See how they're able to fit things in. It is really hard to manage going to school and being in a sport. As student athletes deserve to get paid with their hard work, and they give all the time, and also they consume with their sport. As LeBron James once stated, call your politicians and tell them to support SB 206. This law is a game changer in capital letters. College athletes can responsibly get paid for what they do and the billions they create.